My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video. And obviously, as we know, we have got a stupidity epidemic in America. And that's kind of how we ended up in this situation. A bunch of people that don't want to think about what's going on in the world. Instead, they want to have talking points kicked down their throat by Fox News and then argue those talking points with everybody and be afraid of boogeymen like transgender people and brown people and talk about how it's them that's ruining their lives instead of looking at the billionaires in America that are absolutely destroying us right now. And this stupidity epidemic has obviously led us to a very, very dark place in America where we now have a fascist as president. And I mean, argue with me about it. I don't know what to tell you. He's the same guy that is referring to the American people as the enemy from within and threatening to turn the military against them. And I've heard from a lot of you saying, hey, don't you feel special that Donald Trump has been name dropping you specifically everywhere he goes? No, it's a little bit terrifying that the President of the United States keeps calling out my goddamn channel name while talking about using the military against me, apparently. I don't really know. Just kidding. It's not just me. It's everybody that is not in lockstep with Donald Trump. But it is a little bit frightening to listen to it and hear my name said over and over again. I don't know if I could file a lawsuit and say the president is specifically targeting me. Are there any lawyers watching that want to help me out with this? I mean, Donald Trump is busy suing the hell out of everyone else. My YouTube channel name is called The Enemy from Within. Donald Trump keeps talking about sending the military after the enemy from within. I think it's safe to say if Donald Trump can get away with all of his lawsuits, it's safe to say that we could build a case that Donald Trump is specifically targeting just this old lonely trucker out here and trying to send the military after me specifically. That's what I think is going on. But anyways, that's the one that's fighting against free speech in America. That one, you know, Donald Trump, you remember that guy? Yeah, we have him for president of the United States. And we've got a very interesting situation going on today, as a lot of people that voted for Donald Trump and support Donald Trump have just now found out that Donald Trump is a liar. I would say better late than never, but we've already crossed over a very dark, very horrible boundary in America where it's going to be difficult to come back from the destruction that Donald Trump is causing. But welcome to the fucking club of everybody else in America that knew he was a goddamn liar. And we're going to talk about this today as we go through the video, but there's a little bit of buildup to what is going on. A little bit of buildup. So as we know, we are in day 3 of Donald Trump and the Republican Party's government shutdown. And that is exactly what it is. It is not the fault of the Democrats at all. The Democrats, as a matter of fact, are standing up for the American people right now, trying to keep them on their health care. And that actually affects a lot of people in red states that showed up and voted for Donald Trump. I wish I could get the message through. The Democrats are fighting for you in the red states right now. The people that voted for Donald Trump, the Democrats are standing in their way and saying you will provide the American people with health care. And that is the only thing they're asking for in this government shutdown. They should be, I think, asking for a lot more. But hey, one thing at a time. I understand that we can't ask for everything at the same time. But I wish we could. I wish we could. You know, we would like ICE to stop running through the streets like fucking lunatics. We would like Donald Trump to quit threatening the United States with the military. We would like Donald Trump to quit activating the National Guard in different cities around America. We would like Donald Trump to realize that he does not have the authority to impose tariffs and drop those right away and go through the proper channels of using, the Congress to get those tariffs put through. But hey, one thing at a time, I understand it. So the Democrats are just trying to save Americans' asses right now when it comes to healthcare. We know we have an extremely broken healthcare system in this country, where every other modern country has found some different ways to provide healthcare to their citizens. America is the only fucking country that cannot figure it out. So because of the big beautiful bill, and a lot of people tell me to call it by a different name, I'm not really into making up cute nicknames for things, if I'm being honest with you. And I would like the Republicans to have to live with the damage that they have caused. I'm old enough to remember when there was a lot of confusion between the ACA, you know, the Affordable Care Act, and Obamacare, where a bunch of dumb hicks that watch Fox News for their information fucking hated Obamacare, but they loved the ACA. Yeah, both are the same fucking thing, but because Fox News called one Obamacare, well, called it Obamacare, they started thinking they were two different things. That's why I personally do not let the Republicans off the hook with the name of their bill. They need to live with the consequences of their fucking actions. But because of the destruction of the big beautiful bill to the working class in America, and even the I don't know if it's the poverty class, I don't know if that's the right term, but like people that are living below the poverty line, all the money that the government is now siphoning from people like me and you to make sure that billionaires like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg make sure that they get to keep more tax money, they get bigger tax cuts every year. At our expense, has caused a lot of destruction with America's healthcare system, whether that be Obamacare, Medicare, Medicaid, even your private insurance, like your, I don't know, your Anthem, your Blue Cross Blue Shield, shit like that, that is either going to kick millions of Americans off of their medical assistance, or cause the premiums to triple, my friends, because of we're trying to get more money to the billionaires. That's what's happening. And I noticed a lot of you seemed concerned yesterday in yesterday's video when I said I haven't had health care for years, can't afford the shit. And I literally meant that. That was a very true thing. But I was getting to a point in my life where I'm like, okay, I actually might be able to afford this health care. And now this is happening to where the price is, it's more than double, around triple for your premium. So what I could afford a week ago, I can't now. So I've just effectively, once again, got my shit together, and I'm finally starting to do okay in life. And now I'm locked out of healthcare all over again because of the Republicans, because they want the money to go to the fucking billionaires, right? Now, Donald Trump is using this as what he calls an opportunity. This government shutdown, Donald Trump is calling it an opportunity to put millions of more Americans out of their jobs, just fire them, government workers, and to cancel projects funding. Going to blue states is what he seems to be targeting, but that's going to overflow into the red states also and cause a bunch of, well, honestly, like Trump supporters to lose their jobs. When you're talking about solar projects, wind energy projects and things like that. Yeah, that sounds like some liberal hippie bullshit now, doesn't it? You know who's most likely to go out and perform those jobs? The electricians, the people doing the wind and the solar and all those projects in the middle of nowhere. Trump voters. That's who's going to go do those jobs. More of the rural working class is going to perform those jobs. So while Donald Trump believes that he's attacking blue states, he's attacking the support he has in those blue states. That ain't gonna help, Donald, you dumb son of a bitch. He does not understand how any of this works. Like, I live in the state of Colorado, which is a blue state. I live in a red district, which hopefully we can flip if these next midterms exist. But there are a lot of people in that district alone, while Donald Trump is attacking the state of Colorado, that are going to be put out on their ass that voted for Donald Trump, the dumb son of a bitch. But he is calling this an opportunity. That's right. The President of the United States believes that firing millions of Americans is a good opportunity for him. The same President of the United States that just claimed to take in $17 trillion while cutting our access to health care, while building a golden ballroom, while covering the White House in gold everywhere, the Oval Office, while getting his $400 million Qatari jet renovated, while sending $20 billion to Argentina to bail out their economy, to bail out their government, while Argentina then drops their trade barriers with China, sells a whole shitload of soybean to China, while an American farmer has not sold one single soybean to China because of Donald Trump's trade wars. And I had a commenter say it would be funny if China came over and bought one soybean just to fuck with us. And I thought about that deeply, and I thought that was a funny comment. So thank you to that commenter. It would be fucking hilarious with China actually growing as a world power now, because America's created a vacuum. We've decided we don't want the world power anymore. China should take some of that extra money they're kind of rolling in now and literally float a whole ass cargo ship to America all the way over here and purchase one fucking soybean and then sell off into the sunset. We could have loaded this whole goddamn thing, but your president is a fucking dipshit, so we're unable to do that. So thank you, commenter, for helping me come to that conclusion. You're brilliant. I love you, but I love you all the same. I don't love that commenter any more than the others, unless they're MAGA. Those fuckers get on my nerves, man. Those guys are fucking dorks. Anyways, the point that I'm getting to, there was a lot of buildup because we have to explain where we're at. So Donald Trump was talking about this huge opportunity to fire Americans because he and his party have caused a government shutdown by refusing health care to the American people. He had brought up a very, very interesting thing when he talked about there was Russ Vought. And see, I fucked up his name a couple days ago. I almost fucked it up again. I couldn't remember it. But Russ Vought, I had mixed up. I was calling him Stephen Vought a couple days ago, and I must have got him mixed up with Stephen Miller. It's hard to keep your fucking Nazi straight, my friend, so you can understand how I might have fucked that up. But Russ Vought, the head of the OBM, Office of Budget and Management, or whatever, I may have got that acronym a little bit wrong, but who gives a shit, is one of the authors and architects of Project 2025. The same Project 2025 that Donald Trump was asked about many, many times on the campaign trail, and he said, I don't know anything about Project 2025. I've never heard of Project 2025. I don't have anything to do with Project 2025. Now here we are, 8 months later, Donald Trump is in office, crashing the economy, costing Americans their jobs, increasing prices on Americans, causing the dollar to lose value. Should I fucking go on? This is all bad. It's all bad. Donald Trump goes to Truth Social just a couple days ago to say that the Russ Vought, famous for Project 2025, is now going to use this opportunity. I don't remember exactly how he said it, to get rid of Democrat programs or something like that. But basically, Russ Vought, the author, one of the authors of Project 2025, that I'm proud to work with, is now going to use this opportunity to fire millions more Americans. And my friends, this is where it set in for some of the hicks here in America that weren't paying attention the entire fucking time. I was trolling around the internet, not trolling around the internet. I tend to keep my mouth shut. I don't really comment on other things. I just don't really say much. I didn't mean to use trolling, but I was kind of cruising around the internet last night to various places when I was finding posts on like Reddit and over on Blue Sky. I saw a few that they had copied from X, of course, of people going, now wait just a goddamn minute here. Donald Trump told us that he was not involved in Project 2025. He had nothing to do with it, and he knew nothing about it. But now that he's in office, he's saying Russ Vought is one of the architects of Project 2025. Did Donald Trump lie to us? Yeah, you dumb bastards. Thank you. Welcome to the fucking club. We've been yelling at you for 10 fucking years now, but welcome. Yes, that's the point. Donald Trump absolutely 100% did lie to you. And do you know how you can tell that Donald Trump is lying? His lips are moving. That's how you can fucking tell. You can tell because he's fucking talking. Now, there are instances where Donald Trump is 100% telling the truth, all right? And I can think of a couple examples off of the top of my head. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. That was 100% true, and he has demonstrated that so far in this term, especially. The last term, it seemed like he just wanted the job just for the prestige, right? But then when it came time for COVID, and he got 1 million Americans killed, I think he very well demonstrated he didn't care about you then. Also, when he bankrupted the farmers the first time around, I think he demonstrated that he didn't care about them also. But this time he really fucking meant it. I don't give a fuck about you. I just want your vote. When he said, I love the poorly educated, Donald Trump meant that. Recently, he expanded on that a little bit, and he said, smart people hate me. That's what Donald Trump said. He might have said, don't like me, but you get the gist of it. Donald Trump knows that anybody that is smarter than him, which is a huge portion of the American people, is going to look down on him and is going to know that he is full of shit. Those are some examples of the things that he does not lie about. He means that. When he believes that Americans are America's enemy, Donald Trump believes that shit. But when Donald Trump comes out and he says, I'm going to lower prices on day one, he was lying. For one, we know there's no way to lower prices on day one. We wouldn't have actually expected that shit, but he kept saying it over and fucking over. Instead, what Donald Trump did was increased our prices dramatically, fucked up trade relationships for us all over the world, broke our supply chain, and caused many small businesses to go under, and has caused many people to lose their jobs. We don't really know right now because the numbers aren't coming out at this point. I do need to follow up with ADP because there might be a story there, but that's what he actually did. He didn't lower prices on day one. When Donald Trump said he was going to end the war with Ukraine and Russia on day one, he was lying. He didn't fucking mean that, okay? Because it'd be really hard for him to do that in the interest of Ukraine because he's Putin's puppet. You understand how he can't actually do that. While the rest of the world is saying, okay, Russia is the aggressor. Russia started this war. Russia needs to knock their shit off. Donald Trump is lying to the American people, saying that Russia is the victim in this scenario. He kind of goes back and forth on that sometimes. I don't really understand the motivation for it and what he's trying to accomplish. But the whole... When America started speaking in Russian talking points, that was bizarre. Wasn't that fucking strange to anyone else? It was fucking weird when it started happening. But he lied about that. What else did he lie about? When he said I was going to make IVF free, he lied about that. When he said he was going to get rid of Obamacare and replace it with something better, that's fucking nearly 10 years ago that he said that. He lied about that. The point I'm trying to make here is this is huge. This is a big deal. And I won't take back the things I said, you know, calling people a bunch of hicks and hillbillies and fucking country bumpkins and yokels and shit like that. I don't take it back because that's the kind of communication that gets through to certain people, right? Bust their balls a little bit. But it's a huge thing because this could be like one of those things that starts to get into the mind of the MAGA people. Yes, he fucking lied to you. He lied to you about Project 2025 and his involvement in it. Donald Trump is trying to consolidate power to the executive branch so they can do whatever the fuck they want, and our spineless Republicans are allowing that to fucking happen. Yes, he lied to you about that. So the biggest thing I would ask from the American people is just to take a step back, especially the Trump supporters. Everyone else already knows this. Just take a step back, put aside your loyalty to Donald Trump, and consider the possibility that he lied to you about a whole bunch of other things, because this is a big deal. If you can start to understand that Donald Trump, for the most part, is a compulsive liar, then you will start to see the light, and then you can be a part of the solution in America into getting us away from fucking fascism, and the rest of us would really fucking appreciate that. So yes, I want this to sink in. I want you guys to pay attention to the fact that Donald Trump has lied to you. Donald Trump is a liar. Donald Trump is enriching himself, and you're the one paying the cost for that right now. Either with your job, with your farms, with your health insurance, your small business, any number of ways. You're the one paying for Donald Trump to get more wealthy at this point. All right, so it's a big deal. Yes, he did lie to you. Yes, he has always been lying to you. Yes, he will continue to lie to you. And Donald Trump is a real fucking problem to the future of America. And we all need to start realizing what is happening to this country. So yes, that's it. You've been lied to. You've been conned. Just acknowledge that it happened and we can start to move on from there. Anyways, with that said, I got to get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.